Okay, a good. No, the recording progress throws me off always.
all the time.
All right, so today is March 21st, 2026. All right, so I have Patrick, Eric. We're gonna talk Mets. Let's talk Mets. All right. Um, for the agenda, pretty much it's just gonna be lineup. Pretty much the changes, the add-ons. For the second part, it's gonna be projections, like pretty much like how many home runs, RBIs, ERAs,
And where the team is
and
going to finish.
yeah, correct. That's a good one. Where the team is gonna finish, and at the end, just awards in general, like maybe like All Stars, you know, MVPs,
Hmm.
maybe.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
so the roster changed a lot. It's
It did.
not what it used to be. Uh, a complete 360, right?
Right. Well, 180 anyway.
For the
Um,
most part, for sure the players on the field, those are the ones that really change, right?
right. I mean, there's been the Mets' new bench coach is Kai Correa, first of all, just to start. Kai Correa was hired essentially by David Stearns with no input from anyone else to take Mendoza's job, whether it's going to be halfway through this season or next
Oh,
season. That's the reason that he's there. He is he is David Stern's guy. The reason David Stearns didn't offer Pete Alonso a contract,
all right.
got rid of Brandon Nimmo,
Mm-hmm.
and Edwin Diaz was not. I mean, they didn't
Money?
go after him hard, right? They could have
Mm-hmm.
they could have kept him. I mean, it
Money
was
was not the issue.
money wasn't the issue. I think it was, you go into a world championship culture where everybody's treated well, whereas in the Mets, everything is always just like a dumpster fire. It's been a dumpster fire for decades. Every 10 years, you have like 1 or 2 years where they're above 500. And then the rest is a dumpster fire. And this move completely was David Stern saying, "This is my team. This is my team. This is not the team I inherited." Everybody forgets because of that great run starting in June of 2024.
Uh-huh.
They were going to break that team up at the All-Star game. They were both tweeting, "We're looking at all the possibilities of
Mhm.
trading." Okay. He was ready to dismantle that team so he could take it over last season, but that didn't happen.
Okay.
Uncle Stevie wanted Soto so badly. He probably would have given him $1 billion if he asked
It
for
was
it.
a statement. Soto was a statement for sure.
Right. But Stearns didn't want him.
No, no.
Absolutely not.
No, he
Because
he
it
hates.
completely blows up his
Oh, he
entire.
looks at his numbers,
Right.
so
Right. It's like playing Stratomatic baseball with someone. That's exactly what it is. There's nothing personal. It's almost, it's like artificial intelligence in a way, because there's nothing human. I mean, Stearns doesn't come, he always has that slight smirk, and I think it's because he has no idea how to interact with people. I think he's a very bright man, and he's apparently good at what he does. Um, I don't think I'd invite him to a party, is what I'm saying, or to dinner, except maybe to yell. But I think so. I think
yeah,
I
no,
think
I
that's the
agree.
reason why they dismantled
The
it.
change,
I
the change.
really believe that. And people saying, "How can you think it's all about ego?" I said, because he's a human being. Of course, it's about an ego. And also, I'm tired of hearing this horse shit about the Milwaukee Brewers, how great they are. I must have been out of the country when they won the pennant or the World Series.
I mean, they haven't won the World Series, but
No, yeah, so
they've
what though?
been
So
competitive.
you're a winning team?
Yeah,
That's what you're playing for, is to be a winning team? No, you're playing to do what the Dodgers do and the Yankees do,
yeah.
which is
I
stuff
mean, the Yankees didn't do
everybody.
anything this season. So again, there's another team that's banking on like a hope. Oh, this is gonna get better, healthy player.
Oh no, the Yankees
Yeah,
going to
no,
be
it's not
much better
true.
this year. They're going to be
Uh,
much better. They're
but
going to be
okay, real
much. The
quick.
Yankees are always look. They just know what they're doing. Look, you know what I think about the Yankees, but they know what they're doing. Okay, they've
Mm,
had 21 consecutive winning seasons. Come on. The Mets
But
haven't had
most
21 winning seasons in their history, I don't think. I really don't think so. I don't think they've had 21. Anyway,
I'll
okay,
check in
up to
that.
you. You'll go. Go ahead.
How many consecutive winning seasons?
No, how many winning seasons? The Yankees have had 21 consecutive, I think. I don't think the Mets have had 21 winning record seasons in there. They might. I'm probably wrong,
I'll look
but
it up. I'll look it up later. No,
okay.
so pretty much, let's just compare the roster, all right?
Okay.
From pretty much how it ended. All right, this is from Baseball Savant. I don't know if you ever seen that website.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So again, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Alvarez, Ronnie Mauricio, Starling Marte, Jesse Winker, Francisco Lindor, Luis Angel Acuna, Hayden Singer, Mark Vientos, Luis Torrens, Jeff McNeil, Tyrone Taylor, Brett Beatty, Cedric Mullins, Jarrett Young, Juan Soto. Right?
Yeah.
That's some of those names. Oh man, I remember Cedric Mullins. Like when we brought
Yeah.
him over, like what we were doing.
That
Like
was
I,
Stearns got destroyed
yeah,
at the trade
I don't know
deadline.
what we
His
did.
Helsley, who was lights out with
Oh
with
man, that was
with
such a
with the Cardinals. He was lights out,
that
right?
was I think that was the biggest disappointment, honestly. Like from
Well,
the trade line because
well, Rogers from the right, wasn't that his name? The submarine guy from
oh man, he killed it. I thought he did great.
he did after a really rough start,
Ah,
But then he got out of town too, as soon
yeah,
as
no, he's
the
out.
trade. So, and the fact of the matter was, you had Tyrone Taylor there, and you could
Yeah,
have put Tyrone Taylor there and and Luis Angel Acuna
but
at second
Tyrone
base, and they
cannot.
would have been in the playoffs. Just those defensive. The Mets were a terrible defensive team last year. They were terrible. I mean,
They
as you
also had the option of putting Acuna on the center field. Like he had the versatility of playing anywhere. But yeah, no, last season, man, I don't even know. I think it's just the toxicity I think there was in the clubhouse overall. That also affected in the team. Yeah, now McNeil, like, I'm glad he's gone, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, he was hard to like. He
yeah,
was
no,
hard
like
to like when
he
he was
had.
winning a batting title.
He had maybe honestly like a very good season when we first started calling him the squirrel,
Right,
that he
right.
was flying everywhere. But after that, he just, every at bat, he was, if he striked out, he
I
bitched,
know.
he
I
cried. I'm
know.
like, oh, like, come on, like, we don't want to
I
see that. Like, just,
yeah, I don't know what he was like personally. I know he's a phenomenal golf. He's a scratch golfer, right? And I don't know anything else about him other
yeah,
than I
this is
think he's from the
just
West.
as a
But
player. Yeah, no, this
but
is
he was
just,
just yeah, he was rough. He was tough to look at for me.
yeah. I'm gonna miss Nemo. That was Rachel's favorite player. So
Ooh.
Nemo.
Oh yeah.
Nemo, that was
Yes.
Rachel's favorite.
Yes,
So,
Rachel is Eric's wife. Um Nimmo, I always loved Nimmo from when they drafted him.
oh yeah, no, his energy from the
Came out of
beginning,
Wyoming.
the only professional
Yeah,
player out of
I heard
Wyoming.
something like that. It was
That is
amazing.
incredible. Yeah,
Right. I mean, Wyoming is, it's gorgeous state, but it's cold.
I don't
It's
know
not,
much about Wyoming,
yeah, there's
just so
not
you
a lot
know.
of people there. I was there in the summertime once in July, and it was 33 degrees at night where we were staying in July. Like that
33
was
in July. That is cold.
33. Yeah,
That is
I
cold, bro.
remember that. I couldn't believe I was like, this can't. Well, of course, we're higher up, we're much higher elevation than sea
Yes.
level, so that's why. But anyway, yeah, I like Brandon. I missed him. The fact that you know, in the 1970s, the Oakland Athletics, the Oakland A's, won three consecutive titles. Right?
Hmm.
They used to have fist fights with each other. Literally, they would have fist fights with each other, not with the other team, with each other. Okay, I mean, it was incredible. They couldn't stand each
Baseball
other.
back then
Yeah,
was
and
crazy.
this and the late '70s Yankees teams, the '70s, they had fights in the dugout Jimmy Reggie Jackson tried to fight his manager in the dugout on national TV. Well, Reggie liked to do everything on national TV, but and they hated each other, but they still won. So I wonder how much chemistry, you never hear about team we have bad chemistry.
Yeah,
I mean, because they had the identical team from 2024 to 2025. How
yeah.
did this chemistry go bad? Did
I mean,
everybody suddenly start drinking? I mean, like, what the hell happened, you know?
I don't know Soto. I feel like that shifted a
I
lot
think
more.
s- I think Soto, absolutely. Not that he's a negative. I don't
No, I
think he
don't think
has.
he's a correct. I don't think he's a negative player, but I just feel everybody else felt intimidated. I feel like everybody else like, oh,
I
like
also think he's almost like a cipher. He has no personality with
he,
other players. He's not positive. He's not negative.
yeah,
They say he's like
okay,
Ted Williams, and he's only concerned about his own stats. Ted Williams never hit 289, and Ted Williams was a fabulous teammate.
yeah,
Everything I've heard about Ted Williams, he was, he didn't like the press, but he was an amazing teammate. He would help anybody. And Soto, I just get the impression that he's sort of shyish, as shy as a great high level
yeah,
professional athlete can be. They have to have a huge ego because you have to have that to push forward.
correct. You
Now,
need that. You need that
all that being said,
proven
I think
mentality.
that his personality is nothing. And people expect a guy coming in getting paid 700 million bones to be
A lot of money.
right, to be like some kind of leader, and he's just not that. He
Yeah,
was perfect complimenting Aaron Judge. It was
yeah.
perfect
Honestly,
setup.
that combo legendary. Like,
Perfect set. They could have just gone into the future because Aaron Judge is the scariest
yeah.
hitter I have seen since I was a kid. And Willie Stargell was
So
hitting, and Willie
quick.
McCovey. He's
Uh,
frightening. He might hit the only thing, his body, he's got that big ass body. It might
no,
slow him down.
he's heavy. Like, and
Yeah. I
not
mean,
just
it
that.
just
Like,
might, guys who are built like that, they
they're not
don't age,
athletic.
they don't age well, you
Yeah.
know. But anyway, I
No. So
digress.
quick
If
side
that's a
note.
Soto,
Talking about like height and weight and all that, so I know you know that the ABS is going to be part of the
yes.
MLB this season. So players are updating their height because it has to do with your height. It has to do with your elbow
Oh
and
my
your knee.
gosh, really?
So everybody's shrinking. Everybody's
Everybody's
shrinking.
heights becoming down to their real heights.
Correct. The only one that hasn't changed is so far that I've seen was Judge. He's still the same
It's still the same,
massive,
right?
huge guy. Like nothing to
Right.
hide there.
6'7" to
Yeah,
80 or
it's like
something.
insane. All
Right.
right, so all right, and for the last person I want to mention from last year, it was Starling Marte.
Oh my gosh, he was my favorite player.
I mean, he always came in clutch
I, I
in postseason. He always came in clutch at the end. Like
and
honestly,
he always felt that he was the adult in the room
yep,
in
yep, yep,
there,
yep, yep.
right?
Again, I think he is the reason Soto is here. Like one of the main reasons. Not
Yeah,
one,
but he's
not the
gone.
yeah,
He's gone. He
no,
signed with Kansas City's minor league
yeah,
contract. So,
yeah. I saw that. I saw that. So
ah,
that's we'll miss
right.
him too. All right. So real quick for this year, again, obviously it's not like set, but from what this is from MLB website. They do update it every day. So Francisco Alvarez, catcher. All right. We have still Luis Torrens and Singer. They're still there. All right. So for infield, we have Brett Beatty, Bo Bichette, uh, Francisco Lindor, Jorge Polanco, Marcus Simeon, Mark Vientos. Outfield, Luis Robert Jr., Juan Soto, Tyrone Taylor, and our new rookie, rookie of the year, maybe.
I
Uh,
would settle for just steady rookie year, Mr.
um,
Benj.
Mr. Bench,
So you
Carson
want to go
Bench.
by position?
I'm down. I'm down position by
Where
position.
do you want to start at?
Let's start catcher.
Okay.
Francisco Lindor. Francisco Alvarez. I think he is our biggest X factor. I feel like
Mm.
depending on him, like production, like offensively. That's honestly going to be a big, 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 big X factor for the season. If he hits those big, not less than 20, horrible season in my opinion. More than 20, great. That's what we need from him. I think he has potential to even hit 30. Like I do think he has the power in him. And
Hmm.
he's very young. I just think he just if he stays healthy, Francisco Alvarez, great, great X factor. What do you think?
I think Francisco Alvarez is always going to be referred to as the catcher of the future. I don't ever think he's going to be very much. I think
Mm.
that I borrowed that line obviously from someone else, but
It's okay.
it was De Gaulle said that about Brazil. And anyway, Alvarez,
You are like,
I think that the worst thing that happens to Alvarez is hitting 4 home runs in the first 2 weeks. Because then he starts swinging from his heels on every
mhm,
pitch.
correct.
That affects his defense. His defense is good and then awful. He's never steady.
Mm.
Like they keep saying, "Oh, he went down to the minor leagues and he came back up and he's so much better." You know what? Every human being on earth has tendencies. And when push comes to shove, you revert to your tendency. To change tendencies are very hard. Alvarez is always going to revert to what he used to do before. And all these guys with their pitch framing and crap, it's not going to work with the ABS now. Okay.
But
They've all been taught to do, and it's not
it's I think it's so help. Again, there's a limit to the ABS, so there is
right,
a thing
right.
there. So I think it will still help for majority of the game. But yes, I think overall, eventually it will get obsolete that framing. I never thought about the framing honestly being such a great asset for a catcher. Like
Well, it's
I thought
taught now.
stopping the ball for me
Yeah,
was
exactly.
a bigger
Yeah,
asset of a catcher.
right.
Like
And
make sure there's no pass balls, no
calling a good game with the
yeah,
pitcher, right?
yeah.
Which is, you know, I actually
Um
think they're better off with Torrens as catcher. Frankly, I really
I
do.
think I like Torrance. I have nothing against Torrance. He just obviously not as I think his
Right,
floor is much lower than
right,
Alvarez,
exactly. I think he's a much better defensive catcher, though.
Yeah.
I think he calls a better game. I think, you know, here's my problem with the Mets. It's like I said to you before we started, I think. I don't know if I said this before, but every team that good team you look at, you always say this, that, this, that. The Mets. It's always if this is going to happen. If every player we're going to talk about, every player we're going to talk about, we're going to say, except for Soto, we're going to say if. And
Okay.
maybe, and Nolan McLean is the only other guy we're not going to
And
say
I
if.
mean Lindor too, right? No?
Well, we don't know how he's going to come
Uh
back from his hammered hand, that bone injury, right? So anyway, okay. So we're done with the catcher. We want to go to first base, right?
first base, Jorge Polanco. All right.
And
And again,
Vientos.
no more Pete.
Well, I think Vientos is going to share that with him.
I think Gensler is gonna share, but not as much. I think Polanco is gonna be the main person at first. Again, he came from his best season.
Yeah,
But again, it is a new position for him, right?
which he's played 6 times in his life.
Yeah.
6 times. And I know in the Athletic they were talking about Keith Hernandez was talking to him about it. But, talking to him about it as opposed to Keith Hernandez, who took, you know, 10,000 ground balls at first base to prepare. You ever see the movie Moneyball?
I honestly, I've seen it, but when I was very young, like
Oh, okay. Because
much
there's a
younger,
scene in
obviously,
it where they're
and I
trying to
don't remember much. I gotta
they're trying
rewatch
to
it.
convince, I think it's Scott Hatteberg to play first base, and he's got a coach, Washington. He says, Wash, tell him how easy it is to play first base. And Wash keeps saying, it's very, very difficult. He's not agreeing with him. He said, it's a really hard position to play. And it is,
Again,
you
a
know?
lot of balls are
Right,
coming.
right.
Like
So, and we
you
know that
have
Pete,
to.
Pete was,
I mean,
he
P
was a
was
push.
okay. Like he
He was
was
a
an
push.
average. Yeah, I think
He
he was
was a push. Right,
average first baseman
right.
defensively. But Jorge Polanco, real quick, last year, 26 home runs, six stolen bases, average was 265.
Okay.
Um, you know,
How many runs did he driven?
RBIs, let's see.
Driving.
Appearance RBIs, OPS, where's it? RBIs, okay, over here. Um, can I see it?
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Anyway,
Seriously.
but
So
like
first time.
he is coming from his best season. So again, like you said, like what if, he just gotta keep the same production. Like 26 home runs is
70,
great.
178 RBIs, 125 hits. Okay. So all you got to do is add another 50 RBIs to replace Pete. The way they do it is what they're doing is they're not trying to replace, this is the thinking. They're not trying to replace Pete Alonso. They're trying to replace Pete Alonso's numbers. So if you add Polanco's numbers and then whatever Vientos does as a first baseman together, that's what they're going to do. Here's the problem. Vientos has got bad feet.
Honestly, man, and I feel
He,
like
he, he can't
his
play
chance,
first base. He
and not
just
just that, I feel like his chance to show offense was the World Baseball Classic. And what did he do? Nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
So
He had a big chance there. Like, um,
I'm a big Vientos fan, but like I don't know anymore, like
right.
I don't
I mean,
think
Brabazon was phenomenal in the World Baseball Classic. He was just
I
lights
love
out.
Brazovan is and honestly I liked him last year too.
I
It's just
know.
that we burned him. We burned him early in the season. So
Well,
like
that goes to
when you
another thing that we'll talk about down the line, which is the fact that pitchers, if you Paul Skeens is listed the greatest pitcher of his generation, blah blah. He only throws 6 innings. So
hmm
every 5 days he goes and throws you 6 innings.
hmm
So let's say, out of 45 innings in a week, like 5 games that you're going to play, gives you 12 innings. I,
I
it,
mean
it,
and that's just gonna be the new pitching
I know, but
style overall.
it almost
I
makes no
know.
sense.
So again, I feel like that's something like, like you're used to old school baseball,
I'm
somebody
used to the
starting.
franchise, baby. Pitch limit, his pitch count was 135.
Yeah, no. So again, I've been a fan, a true fan, like watching every game since 2015. Like honestly, like
Right.
one of the reasons again, Rachel and I kind of bonded was because of the Met
That's
season.
but I know.
You
I
know,
know.
so again, that's when I watch every game, and ever since I've been watching most of the games. So I don't really know much about them. So when
Right.
you do bring this
Right.
perspective, I
I've
love
been
them.
going to games since 1965.
That's amazing.
My
That's
first
amazing.
game, my first game I ever saw Willie Mays against the Mets at Shea Stadium. This is a true story. I was 7 years old and I revered Willie Mays and Sandy Koufax and Roberto Clemente. These guys were literally
Wow.
gods to me. When I saw Willie Mays on the field, he was playing catch in warm-ups. I started to cry. I didn't have any other emotion to give. I just cried because I couldn't believe that he was
Right
there.
there.
He
Yeah.
hit 2 home runs in the game. I was out of my mind. First of all, the Giants had moved out of New York 8 years
Yeah.
before, right? So there was so many Giant fans, and Mays was just beloved in New York. He was adored. Anyway, so that was my second game. Was also 1965. It was August 31st, the day Casey Stengel officially retired. So I
Mm.
was there. It was a twilight doubleheader. I'm almost positive against the Astros, and my guess is the Mets lost both ends. So
We can
I've
look
been
at
a
it.
real baseball, like the first World Series I remember watching intently was the 1965 Dodgers versus the Twins, 7 games. Of course, famously, Sandy Koufax didn't pitch game 1 because of Yom Kippur, a wonderful thing he did. And then he came back and pitched the final game on 2 days rest. 2 days rest. His elbow was so inflamed he couldn't throw a curveball. He only threw fastballs. Pitched a two hit shutout in the seventh
Mm.
game. complete game, struck out 12, I think 10 or 12. It's just
Amazing.
amazing. Like you can't
Amazing.
imagine that now,
Amazing.
right? Like you can't imagine. Well, no,
It could happen.
no. Last year in the World Series, what happened in the ninth inning of Game 7
With who?
with the
Uh,
Sakamoto, right? Is that his name?
Sasaki? Roki
Oh,
Sasaki?
Sasaki. I apologize. I completely apologize. Yeah, he came. He pitched 9 innings the day before, right?
Oh, Yamamoto. You talking about?
Yamamoto.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. No,
knew it. I was trying to
Oh, yeah.
think of.
MVP. Come on,
Yeah, he pitched, and then he
that
comes in
that
and pitches
the
what the final 2 innings of the next day, pitching
the
9 innings
discipline
one
of
day. He
Japanese
put
players is
all these
just
guys, made them all look weak. Frankly,
no. He's just out of this world, man. Like
Yamamoto.
seriously, yeah,
I
yeah. No,
can't believe I
Yoshinobu
forgot his name.
Yamamoto, man, the MVP.
Yeah,
He's just a machine, man. Like
yeah.
seriously, like.
But using him as an example of why can't everyone says, oh, these guys. Anyway, all right, that's a whole nother story.
So
Let's
real
get let
quick, just because we were on that topic, I'm just curious to know now, what was the best game you've been to, or if you have to narrow it down, like maybe the best two games you ever been to in your life.
the best 2 games I was ever been to in my life. I saw Seba pitch a one hitter live with my cousin Steven. I used to bring my cousin Steven because I didn't have any brothers, right? So I'd bring my cousin Steven uh,
That's crazy. That
to tons of Met games, tons of Met
one,
games.
that's crazy. A no hitter,
Oh, it was a one hitter. It was a
one
one hitter.
hitter. Oh,
Guy got a base hit in the seventh inning off of him. It was one of I think he threw three or four one hitters. That was
you see, that would never happen nowadays. If you get a one hitter, you're out of the game.
yeah. One of the best games I saw was in 81. 81 was the strike year or 82, I forget. I think it was 81. It was 81. And Fernando Mania, when Fernando Valenzuela came. And he was the other person I go to Met games with, well, as an adult, of course, was my mom, right? I go to my with my mom at least once a month when she lived in Queens. For years, we went to games together. And we saw Fernando pitch that day, and the place was jammed. They were going berserk. They were screaming. They were chanting in Spanish against him. It was insane. The place was on fire. And the Mets, of course, lost 3-1, but or 3-0. It was like something. But that was an incredibly exciting game that I was at. The last game of the 1988 season, Darryl Strawberry hit 2 home runs. Sarah's first game. She was really small, so we left early. She was like 4 years old, I think.
Oh man,
87.
baby.
She was about four. So she couldn't take it that long. But that was in 5 innings, he hit 2 home runs. You're like, oh my God, he's gonna hit three or four. Um,
He ended up with just two.
no, he ended up with two. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Those were um okay. I was the singular most exciting game I was ever at was against it was in September of 1969. My father's company had a box, and I guess everybody got one game a year. All the employees, about 50 employees at the place, right? He was a machinist. We got the box, me and my dad, my mom, and my older sister, right? My younger sister wasn't born yet. My mom was pregnant. It was September, I don't know, some day in September, September 5th, September 12th to 15th. In the Mets' history up to that point, in 7 years, they had never won an opening day game. So it was one division until 69, then they split it up into two divisions. They had never been in first place, even for one game, right? There were 9.5 games back of the Cubs on August 8th. That night, the Cubs had lost Cleon Jones. I believe it was Cleon Jones who singled up the middle against the Expos. The Mets won 2-1. The winning run caught, and immediately on the scoreboard, it flashed, look who's number one. For the first time in the history of the team, they were in first place by like a percentage point. It was like the 691 to
Yeah,
692 or something.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what the numbers were.
Like half a
But
game up.
anyway, Eric, that game, that night when that happened, people were literally dancing in the aisles of Shea Stadium. I don't mean people were clapping. I mean people were dancing with each other. Met fans were insane back then. That's what makes me a Met fan. I think about those days. People would literally, I don't mean this figuratively. I mean they were literally dancing in the aisles. People were so happy. They couldn't believe it. People believed that the Mets winning was a far greater miracle than man walking on the moon that summer. Like it was so absurd. So that was the best game I was ever at. That game in September of '69
Nice,
against the
nice.
Expos with my mom, my dad, and my two sisters. Right, my dad's gone now, but that's a great memory. That's a
I'm glad.
great,
I'm glad.
great
Thank you
memory.
for sharing. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Okay, let's go back to second base now. Enough of
All
this.
right, second base, Marcus Simeon. All right, another big add-on, big change.
Mhm.
Main reason he's here apparently is for his defense.
Love, yeah.
So, what do you think of him? We'll start off with that. Well, get him
Well, what
up.
do you think?
I have nothing against him. I think he's definitely gonna have his production like steady. I don't think he's gonna be above average. Like I don't think he's gonna be an all-star. I think he's just gonna be solid. Again, he has a record for literally playing most of the every season, except for one season that he missed like 10 games or something like that. So I think he's gonna be solid. Again, hopefully again, like what you said earlier today, the what if again more than 20 home runs, but the last year's numbers is or they are 15 home runs. That's bad. Like,
It's
like that's his lowest that I could see from the past three seasons.
yes.
So 15 home runs, 11 stolen bases. His average was 230. And again, the RBI. Why isn't it showing me the RBI over here?
It doesn't matter. I mean, we know
Anyway,
he's been a
yeah, he's been
productive hitter.
productive.
He's been a very good defensive player. Um, I think he's probably, I mean, they butchered second base last year. And I think second base and
62
center
RBIs.
field cost them a chance in the playoffs. I don't think they would have gotten
Yeah, no,
far.
honestly, the way they manage those, the time of the players on second was horrible. They just kept splitting it up. When somebody was hot, they would take him out because they have to give somebody else time. Like, who
Right.
cares? Who cares if they don't get time? Like, let them run the streak off. Like, once they
Yeah,
get called, take him out.
right. The example was Ronnie Mauricio getting like going 4 for 5 one day and then not playing again for 10 days. Like,
And then obviously when he comes back, he's not gonna have the
of
same
course,
production.
of course, of course. He's also can play second base, right? I mean,
He
we
could
know that
also
he
play
can play.
second base.
So can
I honestly,
Bichette.
that's another what if, Ronnie Mauricio. But I thought he'd is he starting on? Is he on the roster or is he in Triple A?
I don't know.
Let
Excuse
me
me.
see real
I'm
quick,
not
Mauricio.
sure.
Ronnie Mauricio.
I don't think they.
I think he's went down to
Well,
Triple
that's
A.
good because if he's not going to play, let him play.
Yeah,
Let
because
him
I
play.
think he's
Let him
one of the. I
play.
think he's the last one from the young players, like from that young core from a few years that
Yeah,
has an option. I don't think Vientos has an
right,
option. I don't think Beatty has an option,
right.
and Alvarez I don't think has an option either.
Well, here's what I would do. I would, I would send him down unless he's going to start
Mm,
because he needs to get repetitions. He
Consistency,
needs to
yeah.
get innings. I don't think he ever came back from that ACL. He was really moving up. And then he
Oh
blew
man,
out that
that
ACL.
he
And
was so promising. Again, like when we were watching him, we were comparing him to Ali De La Cruz, right? Like,
I know, Ellie De La Cruz, man, that's a force of nature.
yeah,
Okay, so I think obviously Seaman is a upgrade at second base compared to last year.
yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think there's even a question for me anyway. I don't know about you. What do you
Yeah,
think?
no, for sure. I think it is a great upgrade. Again, it comes to the what if now for the production offensively, but defensively, solid move. Like
Yeah.
I gave that trade like a B plus, if not an A. Like
Yeah, I
honestly,
mean, t trying to take my heart out of it, like I've known Nemo
correct.
for years, but people get older and things change and
Yeah,
everything
like
changes
again,
every day.
I understood from the beginning. Again, obviously he is a little bit older, but again, like he still has shown that he can do it. And
Yeah,
Nemo was a lot of money too. Nemo was a lot of
yeah.
money,
Okay. Cohen's money is not the point
and
anymore, right? I
and
mean,
but he was I don't know. Nemo was to me is hard. But
I
anyway, all right.
know, but you know, okay. Shortstop Lindor
Shortstop
again. Is he going to
Lindor.
come back? He's 32 or 33 now, I think. Lindor, right?
I don't. I think Lindor still got it, man. I think he's still like he has really not shown regression as much. Like obviously, apparently he's been playing hurt like for past few seasons. So
Right,
hopefully
right.
now, again, that's something I don't understand. Like, why wait with the hamate bone if he's been hurting you so long?
I know.
Why wait right before the season starts? Like, why not go get it done once the season ended?
I know. I don't understand either, but that's
Yeah,
the
no,
way it
but
goes.
last year,
I think he might have been dangled for trade rumors too. So maybe that's why he didn't get. I know San Diego was looking for him,
hmm.
right? But
Yeah,
that
so
would have
last
been,
year his numbers were 86 RBIs, 31
yeah.
home runs, 31 stolen bases, so
His
another
OP
30-30.
his OPS was 812.
812
His
is
career
amazing.
his career OPS is 817,
So
which is which is
it's up there.
certainly acceptable. I mean, right? That's
Yeah. No,
I
again,
mean,
nothing. Again, he's still 32. I feel like you start regressing, sure, like, but again, he's showing that as long as he stays healthy, we're good. We're good.
I agree, and I mean he's been the heart of the Mets the last few years.
Yeah.
He's the guy that I think. I mean, he's always out there early
Yeah.
signing autographs of people. He stays late. He does. I always just, he's a professional to me. So, I mean, I
So,
don't,
my favorite game, Howard, is when he hit the three home runs against the Yankees. I
oh,
was
okay.
there.
Oh,
I
you were
was
there.
there. I was there with my friends. Uh, again, two of my friends were Yankee friends. Me and myself and I, and somebody else were Met friends. So it was 2-2. So again, that stadium went crazy. Oh,
Oh,
because
I
again,
imagine.
Stanton hit a home run. I don't know if you remember. I think Judge hit a home run too. That's when we
Well,
had.
Judge always hits a home run.
I
Stanton
think that's when
always
we
hits a
had
home run.
bias. We had bias for that.
Oh, for
You
that
know,
3 weeks.
oh, that's the worst trade ever, man.
Except,
Because we got who did we get? We got
we gave,
bias
we gave up Pete Crow
PCA.
Pete Crow Armstrong, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah, like look
I
at him.
I know. But you know
Um,
what? Pete Crow Armstrong's the kind of player that the Mets never like. They don't like colorful players. They've
no,
never liked players like that.
I thought we work at in since we were kind of transitioning into that kind of atmosphere, especially with the whole Diaz closing, like even
I
with
know,
Hazley closing. Again, just that whole 2024 season, I feel like we've been kind of like.
yes, but and then, I don't, yeah.
I like when they get all fun. I like baseball fun.
I
Again,
agree with you. I, I
like
I don't mind people having fun. Some of the home run celebrations are are are
it
ridiculous.
is too much. It is too much to celebrate every single home
Right.
run.
When you get a
Like,
single and it's like you acting like you just won the World Series,
yeah,
I
no,
understand if you're a rookie, but
yeah.
when you're a veteran and you're still going through your 45, your bird dance or whatever the hell you're doing, it's like
Who
it's
are you talking about? Encarnacion? Remember him?
anyone,
Like he used
anyone
to
does.
do
Yeah,
those
I
some
know.
bird thing.
No, I see it. Like Rosarena does that, and I
Yeah.
always liked. I always liked
Nah,
him.
he's fun to watch, man. He's
Yeah,
fun
he's
to
just
watch.
like I don't mind the fact that they're fun. Like I think it makes it fun. I agree with you there. And then speaking of fun, let's go to third base and Bo
Third
Bichette.
base, Bo Bichette, and I guess Brett Beatty too. Again,
I
like
again, I think Brady's going to DH most more than third base.
I mean, again, I don't mind Beatty. I don't know. I think he's just an average player. I don't think he's right. Is he an average? I don't even know. But Bo Bichette
Beatty,
anyway.
I would like Beatty to be a starting player. He
Bo
was
Bichette,
fabulous down
man.
the stretch yesterday. Excuse me, yesterday. Um,
But
you know,
again, like Bo Bichette, the big change. He's supposed to now follow up after Soto. So big job there. Obviously his what is it that
well, he's led the American League hits twice, right?
yeah.
And
Again, he is
I,
dangerous with players in on base. That's
I
I think
think
that
his
was his biggest
reputation is better than he is.
really
I really have thought him to be one of the most
overrated.
overrated players.
Mm,
I mean, I think Vlad
I
last
think
year
Vlad is.
took his game up another notch. Vlad had been Vlad had been very much like Bo Bichette for a few years. He had had a great year, and then his years weren't great. And then last year, he just, he went up. He carried that team really for a while.
Yeah.
And
But again, I think it's the his like how dangerous he is with players on base. I think that's the
okay,
biggest
I
plus on
agree.
him. Again, so that's why he's following Soto. Soto, if he's not hitting a home run, he is getting on base, whether he's walking, getting
Yeah,
a hit, whatever it is. So I like the move. I like obviously I do think Pete after Soto would have been a better option, but
yeah. I mean, Bichette's best year was 2021, right? His WAR was 5.9, which is very good.
that's pretty good.
He had
I think anything
109.
above four is above
Oh yeah,
average for
I mean he
sure.
was very very good that year. Um, However, defensively, he's not looked good at third base at
Again,
all.
new position for him. He never
I
played
understand
there.
that. I understand that. However, the Mets are really going to need a huge upgrade defensively. That first base is not an upgrade. Second base is a huge upgrade. Third base, I have no idea. Third base as Beatty was decent. Vientos was awful.
No, definitely no Vientos
Ronnie
at third, please.
Mauricio was okay when he played, but they played him so
So again,
infrequently.
on that topic, what if Boucher becomes DH and Beatty third?
I'm good with that.
Okay,
I would be good with that. I don't think Bichette's going to
but
go with that.
that's yeah, because
The,
he's his ego, like you mentioned
the
earlier.
chances, what do you think the chances are that Bichette opts out at the end of this year? I think if he has a decent season, he's gone. If he has a bad season, he'll stay because he gets another 40G, you know.
That's insane. 42
For,
million for
I
Bobby
know for
is
and Bo Bichette.
insane. Like,
All right, but we can't. I don't think we're going to cover the whole. I don't think we're going to cover this all today because we're coming up on an hour soon, right?
yeah.
What time did we start? Do you know?
We started. No idea. Yeah, but we're almost there. Let's just finish with the rosters. We can come do the
Okay.
other
Yeah,
ones
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
next
we'll
time.
we'll look at it. We'll see what
Yeah.
it's like. Okay. I mean, this
All
is rough.
right.
This is
So
the first time
again,
we've done it. So what the hell? Okay,
now
left field.
left field Soto,
Okay,
not new
bingo.
position for us, but again, he's not new to that position.
He's a pro. He's not a great defensive player, but left
Again,
field and city field, he has much less room to run. He
yeah,
doesn't need to run as much. Uh,
and the arm, I
his
feel the
arm is
less,
weak,
yeah,
but Manny Ramirez, his arm was weak, so he always got to the ball quickly and got rid of it right away.
yeah,
You remember him running? He would just go,
yeah.
he would
Man,
just get
he
throw
was
it.
fun to watch too.
He was fun too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a center
Um,
field.
Center field was Robert,
Oh,
right?
Robert, man, he's I've been a fan of him since 2021. Like I watch like highlights here and there, like La
Right.
Bandera, like he's fun, but again, like playing for the White Sox, I feel that had to do mess with his like mental, his wanting to do better. Like I think playing with the White Sox definitely affected him. I think now that he's in a better team, we're gonna see much better
Well,
from
yeah. I
him.
mean, he played for a couple historically bad teams in
Yeah,
Chicago. Oh boy, this is again if there's another
that
if
is another.
if if right
But
if
again, like I think.
he's supposedly a terrific defensive player.
Like before when I was trying to think of like the biggest X factor, like he was my first biggest X factor, like but then I'm like wait, like I feel like he has the better chance of doing better, this just because better team, better atmosphere. Like as again, I don't know if you saw videos of him already hanging out with Soto before the World Baseball Classic, like just like he's
Yes, yeah.
already. I think we're gonna see good for him, so
Okay.
I don't
I
think he's
mean,
gonna be an X factor.
his best season was 2023. He had a 5.3 WAR, which is
Like
amazing.
I think what was it like 38 home runs, something
38
like that.
home runs, 80 RBIs, 20
Yeah.
steals.
So
Um,
again, like
his
um
his his OPS was 857 and his OPS plus was 130. I mean, those are great. I look, I would take those any day of
again,
the
and
week.
not just that, like he's 28.
Yeah,
Like,
and
oh
he's
man,
he's
like
alleged to be a good defensive player, right?
no, defensively he is great. Like I don't think
Right,
defensively, I feel like defensively he is like a Tyrone Taylor, like almost, I
right.
do think we're gonna see the speed. And again, the big upset is again definitely more. I think a lot more offensive potential for sure, man.
Yeah.
Again, how many games did he play last year? Not
Last
that
year,
many, right?
um,
I see only 382 at bats. Yeah, that's not that
yeah, he
many.
only had
That's
no, oh, he had
that's like
200.
half a season.
No, he 2020 2025. He had 431 at bats, I think. No, I'm looking at his advanced
Yeah,
bat.
no,
I'm
he
sorry.
only
I'm sorry. I was looking at
382 at bats. Yeah, no,
I'm at
half.
Baseball Reference, which is just amazing,
I think
amazing,
I
amazing.
think he was have like that hurt.
He had 382 at bats,
Yeah, that's like half a
right?
season.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no, it's three-quarters of a season. Well, the best players get 500 at bats. I mean,
No,
382 at
it's
bats is not half a, but he didn't do very much, right? I mean,
no, he didn't do much. 85 hits, 14 home runs.
53
I mean,
RBIs.
33 stolen bases. Like that, even
I
though
know, where's that
that
come
is
from?
that is an
But
impressive.
An OPS plus of 85, right? His OPS was 661. Yeah, that's Tyrone Taylor
Yeah,
numbers, right? I mean, serious,
that is
and I
Tyrone
love
Taylor.
Taylor. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Oh man, no,
he
Tyrone
fills in.
defensively.
He's beautiful defensively, and he can
Oh,
play any
he
position. And
reminds me a lot of like ours, like when he's out there. Yeah,
I agree. All right, so
and
we got to our right field position, which
Carson
is
Bench.
going to be Mr. Benj, apparently, and we have no idea.
Yeah.
Everything again, this is not an if, this is a complete get because he's a rookie, right? And every rookie, no matter what, is a, you know,
So I'm on the MLB rookie top 100 prospect.
yes.
Carson Bench is number 16.
Okay. And how many
Again,
other people?
how many
Yeah.
other Mets before him?
No, there's no Mets before him.
How many other? No, yeah, there is. McLean technically is still a rookie. Remember,
Oh,
like
okay. McLean's on there.
yeah,
All right.
he never got his service time for last year. So again,
Okay.
but even if both McLean and Branch are like runner ups for rookie of the year, I'll be happy. Like either one,
Oh, I
yeah,
would
like
listen, either one of them gets it, I would be happy as a clam. Okay.
but from what I've seen, the position player gets the advantage over the pitcher.
Yeah,
So
right, right. Unless it's something extraordinary, right? I
yeah.
mean, And next time we can start going into advanced metrics. We can go into um, you know, all the hitting metrics that are inundated everyone, and then we can go into the. I mean, if you want to watch,
Yeah,
Adam Ottavani does an amazing breakdown of pitching on his podcast. It is magnificent, and this and I mean he was a very smart man and was a major league pitcher for a long time, and he breaks it down. He breaks down people's performances. Wow, it's riveting, and I'm not a stat head, So if I'm just saying, in the
yeah,
following weeks we'll talk about that. But Benj, of course, what are we going to do, right? We don't know.
yeah.
There's no, it's
No, again, he's. I see potential. We see the potential, but we just gotta wait. We just
yeah,
gotta wait for him.
right. And now we're down to our starting five, right?
All right.
So
So, uh,
McLean,
but again, obviously, Peralta will be the ace. Peralta, no,
I think McLean's going to be the ace, but that's just me. I do.
really, I think
I
no,
do.
I think Peralta again. He already has the track record of
Yes, he
pitching a
does.
lot. He
He
does
does.
have a lot of. He does get a lot of innings in there
Yes. And
for
most
today's
importantly
standard.
to David Stearns, he was a Brewer.
Yep.
So that seems to be a very
So
important thing for
so
David
okay. So
Stearns.
you saying? Tell me your starting five. Go ahead. Go your
McLean,
starting five.
Peralta, Kodai Senga, right? I
Mm-hmm.
I would put him in there, and David Peterson, right? And Clay Holmes
Okay. So Holmes over Minaya.
any day of the week. Until he shows that 2 month period in 2024 wasn't a freak. He's not a kid anymore. He's about 34 years old, I think. Oh, Sean Mania, right?
Yeah, no, he is. Nah, he is. Yeah, 34.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, this is it, so I don't know. They obviously rushed him back last year, right? His shoulder was not ready to pitch. That was
Yeah.
the problem was they
So I
desperately
agree
needed
with your
someone.
starting five. I think the same thing for the starting five. I feel like if one of those don't perform, I feel like Tobias Meyer, the other brewer that we got,
Mhm.
I feel like he could take over. Um, we do have a lot of backups. That's a good thing. I like this.
Young Mr. Tong is down
Yeah.
in
Again, we
is
have Ton, not just
in
that, but
AAA.
Scott, who should be back,
Christian Scott, right?
should be back. And again,
I
if
would
we,
I would hope that he is because I think he's a really good pitcher.
I think so too. I think
Right.
so
I
too.
liked Brendan Sproat. I was really
I
sad.
liked him too. It's
I
okay
was
that he's
sad to
gone.
see him go.
We had too many prospects. Like we have to use them.
Yeah,
Like
but they
why are
didn't
we
use them.
just
All they did was use them as chips. So, and of course, he had to be a Brewer. So
no
again, outside of McLean and Peralta, everyone else is
what if?
Holmes had one of the great seasons in history because he's a career relief pitcher who's never
Not just
pitched
that,
more 60
Peterson.
innings, and then he pitches 160 innings and was great. I mean, that was phenomenal. Mr. Holmes, my hat goes off to you. He was tremendous, you know.
I'm a fan of Peterson. Last year he was an all-star, right? Was it last year?
Yeah, and then after the break he was not
Yeah.
very good. Like the Mets were, right? It was just, yeah, that thing.
All
The
right.
thing of okay,
No,
bull,
no, go ahead. I was gonna
bull,
talk about the bullpen, but if
yeah,
you
good.
have
That's what I
something
was
else.
going to say. The bullpen,
So, some add-ons real quick. Luis Garcia, I know he's older, but I like him.
right?
I like him. He still got that speed. What do you think about him? No,
I think it's an excellent addition.
again, and I think it was like a minor deal,
Yeah,
like
but those are the ones that usually are the more interesting
yeah.
ones.
We have now. well, coming, well, again, Tobias Meyer, I mentioned him.
Right.
I think he's definitely gonna be up there, like reliable, eating a lot of innings.
And he's a
AJ
ex, and he played for the Brewers, right?
AJ Minter's coming back. Oh
Okay.
man, like I like them.
I do too. Again, if
No,
every single, but this year is a complete if. It's
yeah,
like, it's not like we're relying on this person to do it. It's like if, right? And then our closer, Devin Williams.
but again, Luke Weaver too, maybe
Okay, maybe.
another ex-Yankee. And
Yes.
again, and we are forgetting about Brasovan. Like again, he played
I'm not going to
amazing.
forget about Brazaban because I think Brazaban might become the most important guy in that bullpen.
Um,
You know,
I agree with you. Again, he's up there. I've never
you
been
know,
I've been a fan. I've been a fan of
yeah.
him.
The
Again,
the
we
guys who
just played him
eat
too
up
much.
those seventh and eighth innings are to me those key guys. Those guys who get those outs there. The ninth inning, you know, I have my own. I think a closer is actually pretty overrated, but that's just me. It's just,
But
Anyway,
Devin Williams, man, big change from Diaz. Big
yeah,
change.
he bombed out in Yankee Stadium, which may or may not be his fault. That's such a small ballpark. So that could be,
Yeah.
however, it also could be a guy who can't play in New York, which happens to a lot of people.
Again, Cedric Mullins. That was
Right.
definitely one of those.
Plus, Williams, we always love because he gave up Pete's home run in against him, right? So I mean, he will always be a fan of his in that way. Um, I don't know. I don't know.
Again, another what if.
Of
Another what
course,
if.
he's an ex-brewer. So if you're seeing a pattern here, it's absolutely true. Don't give me that. Don't tell me it's an absolute that all these ex-brewers coming in because of Stearns and whatever else he does, but I don't know. My wife wrote down on the side here, God is bigger than statistics. I don't know what the hell that has to do with anything we're talking about, but it's and he wrote it right here. I swear to God. Um, so
Is that for Stearns? Is that
I,
is
I
that shade for Stearns?
maybe I don't know. I have no idea. Um, yeah, again, the right there's that famous Kipling poem, excuse me, called "If," and that's the story of the Mets this year. If,
Yeah, if.
if.
All right, so um
Now we're down to the manager, Mr. Mendoza.
so you're saying that he's gonna be out halfway of the year?
It depends on the record. I mean, I look,
What
if you're at a job like that, right, and somebody puts in not your guy that you pick as a bench coach, but his guy that he puts down there as a bench coach, he's saying to you, this guy is going to take your job. I mean, that's right. I don't know. I'm up and down with Mendoza, right? Um, I think that again, in the modern day thing, the general manager makes a lot of the decisions. He makes the roster decisions. He makes unbelievably, the general manager often makes the lineup decisions, right? Um,
I think he does have a lot of saying in there, but I think overall daily lineups might be influenced from Stearns or
I
just
think
other
so
ones.
too.
So
So what I'm saying is Mendoza in the modern managers is, Dusty Baker might have been the last.
true manager.
Right, who didn't have to worry about that. They were because he went back to Houston on his terms, right? They needed someone who they knew was clean, right, to give them respectability after that. So Dusty, I love, but one of my all-time favorite baseball people. I love Dusty. And Dusty could do what he wanted to at that point. And um, but Mendoza's hands are tied. So
Yeah.
thinking that, granted, some of his in-game decisions, it's like anything else, right? I mean, in 2024, his in-game decisions worked, so people thought he was wonderful, right? And
Yeah.
last year, they didn't, so everyone said he sucked. So
Yes.
it's almost a lose-lose thing to be a manager, right? Especially a modern manager. I think eventually the pendulum is going to swing back to what it was, and I think the managers will regain their power, and statistics won't matter as much. I mean, you're already seeing batting averages becoming important again, where
Yeah.
and for decades, the stat people said stolen bases didn't matter. The defensive metrics were unimportant. You could put anybody at shortstop as long as he hit, and we've been proven that that's actually wrong. So I think the pendulum will swing back. But in that meantime, I think Mr. Mendoza's seat is pretty warm right now. I really
Yeah,
do.
I agree. I don't mind him. I liked him. Obviously, some decisions that he made last year were extremely questionable. But overall, like I think he does have a winning record still.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Excuse me.
uh,
And Kai Correa is sitting there taking
yeah,
notes. I don't know. I don't know the dynamics of my like. It, it, does he report directly to Stearns, Kai Correa, right? I
yeah,
know that Mendoza got on very well with his players, but then you heard that the locker room was poisoned. So, like the year before, everybody was dancing in the locker room, right? And the identical players 1 year later, like, what happened? Did somebody put something in their water? I mean, what's going on? So, uh, I don't know. This season is one of the biggest ifs.
yeah. No, I agree. This is one of the biggest ifs. Again, a huge roster change, a
Right.
lot of money.
Huge upside to this team. There was a giant upside.
Again, a lot of most of them is what ifs.
Right. So, my final question before we say adios, what do you think? Where do you think they're going to finish?
I think we're gonna finish second again. I think Philly is gonna be first again.
Okay.
I think this time we're gonna be second. And Braves again. The Braves, I don't know. Like that's a team that might be another huge what if. So depending on their season, we either second or third. I don't think we're first. I don't think we're first. Again, Philly, same team. They've been first place for the past 3 seasons.
Right.
I don't think they're winning. I think they're stuck. I think they're gonna be there. I don't think they're going past maybe the second round in the postseason, but I don't think Philly has that winning team. So I think we're gonna be second. I think we might make it to the playoffs. I, I don't know how far into the playoffs. I don't know
Oh,
how far. It might be first round exit. Honestly,
I
you
think they're
know,
going to finish third.
third. So you putting the Braves up there then?
I think that I
Oh,
I
Miami.
think Miami's a much improved team.
Yeah, like there's
They're
so many
they're a
names.
little bit scary now for the
Yeah.
first time in since what,
So
2003.
yeah, so you know how you mentioned about your first World Series? The first World Series that I saw was like on television was Miami. It was when they had this guy from Colombia, Renteria in it. So I don't know if you remember him,
What was the name?
Edgar Renteria.
Oh
He
yeah,
was yeah.
he
So
scored the I think he scored the winning run for the
yeah, so
Indians.
that was the first time yeah, he also played for them. I think that was the first time I watched like a World Series on
Oh
television.
sure. I
Yeah.
got into the I
Again, I was in Columbus still with my grandfather,
Oh
so
really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, and again, like baseball, I'm a baseball fan because of my grandfather. Like the odd thing is that like the games that we get to watch over there are very limited, so
Right.
dependent on. So the games that we watched was uh Cardinals because again I think at one point Renteria played for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. You did.
The Yankees, the Red Sox. in Miami. Like those were the games that they
Sure,
would play over there. Like there
sure.
was no Dodgers. Nobody really cared about the
Well, that's
Dodgers back
amazing, right?
then.
Because
Yeah,
the
like
Dodgers have always been the most
and again,
progressive.
also that's when McGuire I think was at one point.
Oh yeah, is
So
with the Cardinals, sure.
yeah, and yeah, again, that's when I first watched, but and I was a Yankee fan. Honestly, I didn't really know much about baseball. I
Yeah,
just follow
of
what my
course,
grandfather did, you know.
of course.
But what do you think? So you're saying we're getting to the
Third
third
place,
round,
I don't think they're going to
third
make. I
place,
think their record's going to be similar to what it was last year.
no
Now,
playoffs.
no, I don't like. I will tell you, I am less confident about saying this than I have been at any point in the last year. I didn't think they would make the playoffs, and I was right. Um, because I just didn't think so. This year, I swear to you, I have no idea what this team is going to do. I think
Okay,
they're going to finish in third place,
okay,
right? Because here's what I'm afraid is going to happen. Bichette will get hurt. Polanco won't be able to play first base. Brett Beatty is going to have to play first base, means that Polanco and Vientos will wind up somehow, you know, splitting the DH, and Vientos will be playing third base sometimes because Bichette will be hurt. Um, I think Seaman is going to have a decent year.
yeah.
Don't know. There's too many
Too
unknowns.
many, oh no, too many what ifs.
There's too many. There's just so many
The,
ifs. I mean, I look at it and just say, well, and the other thing I say is, my God, only twice in 66, 65 seasons have the Mets have everything fallen their way. You know, 69 and 86 were the only time everything fell in their way. So saying that it's going to, if it works out, it doesn't seem to happen very
the
often. It hasn't happened in 40 years, right?
So again, that's another thing. 40 years since the last World Series.
A long time.
Maybe that is a little bit
You
of
were
a
you weren't even near to
um,
being born.
not
So,
yet.
you
My
know,
sister, I don't even think my sister was born yet. That's crazy.
yeah, I know. I
Again,
know.
honestly, again, I didn't know about the Mets until I moved to New York. Like literally until I live in Queens, and I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's where the Mets play. Like, oh, like again, New York has another team. Like literally, that I moved in 2007, so that's when I've learned that the Mets existed. So imagine.
There's a book called For Met Fans Only, and it's a series of interviews with Met fans. And a woman called me up and asked me if I wanted to be interviewed, and I said, nah, whatever, you know. And it is, and I'm in the book like a lot, which was shocking to me, by the way. But
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, yeah.
what is it called? I have to look it up now.
For Met fans only. I mean, big deal, but it was, I think it came out, I don't know when it came out, in the late 80s, early 90s or something like that. Maybe mid 90s. Um, but it was really talking about that 86 and the six, comparing the 86 to the 69. Of course, I didn't think that all this years later we wouldn't have another World Series,
Yeah,
right? You know, in my dentist's office, he's got a sign on the door before you walk in, the outer office into the inner office to
yeah.
the chairs and stuff. Please let the Mets win a World Series again before I die. That's on the door handle. It is, you know. So, um, all right. So,
All right,
you want to wrap this up?
all right. So yeah, we'll do this every
Well,
Saturday
every
if that's
Saturday,
okay
right?
with you. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Every
Every
Saturday
Saturday.
or Friday night or whatever, like whatever,
Every Saturday.
whenever we find. Saturdays are good.
Okay.
Saturday's good for now. And
Um,
we'll
we'll
look at
do.
we'll look at this and
Yeah,
then
no, we'll do like this. We'll edit.
we'll edit it and we'll see how we can tweak it, right?
Yeah, and the plan for the future videos is pretty much just do like a recap of the games of the
Of the
week.
games, because we have starting next Friday,
Yeah,
right?
and then kind of what all the upcoming games, like the previous games, upcoming games, and just a quick
Sounds
talk,
good to me.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, man.
I'll
Have
talk
a
to you
good
soon.
day. Talk
Okay.
soon. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.